If you're interested in learning more about Birch and their 2 natural and organic offerings, I think you're really going to enjoy today's video. Hey guys, I'm JD with Scene at Home. Hopefully you're doing well. And yeah, we're talking Birch today. So Birch is the sub-brand, the natural and organic sub-brand of Helix Sleep, which makes a ton of really quality neutral hybrid offerings. But those beds aren't exactly designed for the more eco-conscious shopper, right? So if you're more of that type of buyer, you're interested in a bed that's more sustainably sourced, you probably want a mattress with some more naturally derived materials like organic cotton, organic latex foam, even some natural wool. Well, Birch has that in spades. Their 2 offerings are very, very eco-conscious, and they actually compete pretty well price-wise with the likes of other natural and organic brands within the online space. So today we're going to be covering Birch in detail. And if you get something out of this video, leave a like on it and also subscribe to the channel while you're at it. Keep in mind, we did receive these Birch mattresses for completely free to review, but the first thing that you should know about them are the policies that they're going to be backed by. So these beds are going to ship to you for completely free. Once they're in your possession, you're also going to get a 100-night sleep trial to test them out and see if they're going to be right for you or not. If within that time frame you end up not really liking them, you can send them back for completely free as well. But if the opposite occurs and you want to keep your Birch bed, it's going to be backed by a lifetime warranty, which is pretty nice. Now, as I've mentioned, there are 2 Birch mattresses, but they actually have quite a bit in common. So let's kind of cover the similarities before diving into the differences between these 2. So both of these are latex hybrid mattresses, which means that they use a combination of coils for support on the bottom and mainly latex foam as their primary comfort material. Latex foam, if you didn't know already, is actually a naturally derived type of foam. It's produced from the collected sap of a rubber tree that's been fired off into a mold, and it's usually perforated with a bunch of holes to help out with airflow. And as a material, it's actually moisture wicking, so it helps to draw away your bodily heat and kind of not cause you to warm up or sweat on the material. At least not as much as a more conventional style of foam used within a mattress, like a polyurethane foam. So this material naturally gives both Birch beds a latex foam feel. So you're gonna press into these mattresses and let go and find them to be really responsive and kind of springy and spongy. Compared to your average everyday online mattress, they're also much more organically certified. Both Birch beds have the global organic latex and textile standards. They're backed by those. And they're also Green Guard Gold certified beds, which is really nice to have. There's a ton of certifications that Birch backs these mattresses with. They're really organically certified. And we'll try to link some more information regarding all that stuff down below in the description if you want to learn more. Now let's get into the differences. The main one between these 2 has to do with firmness. So the Birch Natural, while having a latex foam feel, is also going to be much firmer. It's right around a proper medium firm on our scale, making it a really responsive and rigid sleeping surface for back and stomach sleepers. Over at Scene at Home, we actually have a machine nowadays that tests for the objective firmness of a mattress, and it gave the Birch Natural a score of 6.8 out of 10, which is kind of in line with our current thoughts subjectively on the Birch Natural's firmness. Now, by comparison, the Birch Luxe incorporates an additional cradling latex foam, which makes it much softer. So that bed is closer to a medium on our scale. So it's going to work for more sleep styles, including side and combination sleepers. And when you hop on the Birch Luxe after sleeping on the Birch Natural, you're going to notice an immediate comfort advantage with this bed. It actually has a pillow top, more of a pronounced pillow top on top to kind of indicate that. Most latex hybrids found online do range quite a bit firmer, so it's nice to see something that is, a little bit softer by comparison. So if you're more of a side sleeper, but you also want an ethically sourced option, the Birch Luxe is worth your consideration. Now let's talk about some items for couples to consider in regards to both of these Birch mattresses. The edge support is actually really pronounced on both of them. They have reinforced coils that run along the edges to kind of keep your body firmly placed along the edges at night if you kind of get close to those. So there's no real roll-off sensation or anything like that with either one of these Birch beds. The motion isolation on both of these Birch mattresses is pretty much decent. We'd say it's average compared to something like a dense memory foam option, which is really superior at isolating cross-mattress movement, but there shouldn't be any excessive motion isolation issues with either one of these mattresses causing you or your partner to wake up at night or something like that. You should be pretty much set. Also, both of these mattresses should sleep at a predominant temperature neutral sweet spot for you. They're not going to be necessarily active cooling options, but the moisture wicking properties within the latex foam comfort layers and some of the other stuff in there kind of does help you in regards to your sleeping temperature at night on these. So no real issues here either. Now let's talk pricing. How much are you going to be shelling out for these options? And I will say right up top here that they are going to be a little bit more expensive, but that kind of comes with the territory. of, more ethically sourced online mattresses. But you should also know that I think Birch is offering a pretty good value proposition on both of them. So the Birch Natural is currently going for around the $1,500 mark for a queen size after discount. And in terms of the Birch Luxe, a queen size is currently going for around the $2,100 mark after discount for the queen size. When you compare this pricing to something like the beds from Avocado, which is pretty much a mainstay when it comes to natural and organic mattresses found online, those mattresses are way more expensive compared to this pricing. So I think by going the route of Birch, you're still getting something that's really, ethically sourced, sustainable, but you're going to be saving a little bit of coin as well, which could be nice for some sleepers out there. Check down below in the description. We should be able to locate some sort of discount related to saving you a little bit more money on these mattresses. But that's going to pretty much do it with this one. When you go the route of Birch, there are a lot of things to consider, but I would look into the Birch Natural if you want a supportive latex hybrid bed that's on the firmer side for back and stomach sleepers, and then maybe spend up for the Birch Luxe if you're more of a side or combination sleeper who wants more of a comfort advantage in your eco-friendly mattress. That's just my take on things, but what is yours? Do you have an opinion when it comes down to these Birch beds? Write us down below in the comments and let us know your thoughts. Again, if you got something out of this video, click the like button on it. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to. We really appreciate your support over here. But that's pretty much going to do it for this comparison. I'm JAD with CNET. Like always, we'll see you in the next one.